Hi, my name is Caspar and there are now over 3 million of you, which is really weird that 3 million people made the same mistake. But I just want to thank you for helping me get here, and I thought I'd challenge myself to do something terrifying to show you how much I appreciate you. I had a week in which I could learn how to do stand-up from scratch. I started off with lessons from the legendary Russell Kane and Catherine Ryan.
There will be people, no matter what job you do, whether you're a nurse or when you work in an office, or whether you are Caspar Lee or whether you're Beyonce, who hate you.
Yeah.
And I think what you learn doing comedy is that that doesn't matter. It's totally okay. I think it's really liberating. I think it's really peaceful to be a comedian and to find out right away what people don't like you, and you move on.
Hello, my name's Caspar. I'm from South Africa.
Everyone say hello, hi Caspar.
Yeah. My parents fucked up by naming me after the most white character possible.
Yeah.
I gotta say
the whitest cartoon character
yeah,
ever invented, something like that. If they don't respond, go, great, I actually am a ghost, everyone's looking through me.
They gave me great advice and helped me come up with material for my set. I then spent a bunch of time trying to write out jokes. During this process, Joe, my roommate, told me that I had to come to a festival with him in the Isle of Wight. Knock, knock.
Caspar, what are you doing?
I'm running out jokes.
We haven't got time for that, we've got to go to the festival, come on! Come on, quick, let's go!
That kind of put my stand-up comedy on pause for a few days, but we did get to DJ. I want to introduce you to my hype man, DJ Joe. Thank you for the turnout, great turnout this year.
One more time, come on, do all that.
This is DJ Joe, son. You don't want to do it, you're too embarrassed. Why?
I don't want to talk.
While I was there though, I did meet some other comics who gave me some more advice.
Like, the worst that happens is they'll sit there politely for 5 minutes. Like, that's the worst that's going to happen.
Do you think they'll like at least pretend to laugh?
People will.
I'll bring a friend.
If you start and you really develop, like I think people recognize that easily. Hard work shows very clearly, especially in your delivery and your writing. And so just try to be comfortable up there and know that it's a process, trust the process, you're gonna be fine. Or you'll fail miserably.
When I got home from the festival, I only had one day to prepare for my comedy show. Please welcome to the stage, Caspar Lee! Woo! Yay! Great turnout this year. Thank you for coming, Emma. Finally, the big day arrived.
Caspar Lee!
Hi, my name is Caspar. I'm from South Africa, and my name has haunted me my entire life. You see, Mom and Dad, when your son grows up in a country with hundreds of years of racial division and aggression, a country in which the white people locked up Nelson Mandela, it's not a good idea to name your son after the whitest cartoon character in existence. And something I'm really proud about myself is that I have a Twitter following, but I bet none of you know who I am, so I'll tell you. I am Brad and Angelina Jolie's first adopted son from South Africa. The PR team was like, you want to be rich? You want to be famous? I'm like, yes! It fell through when they found out it was white. But from there, I went on to join a boy band, a very big one in Southern Africa. We have tons of fans, including Robert Mugabe from Zimbabwe. I don't know if you've heard of us. We're called Rigged Election. No, okay, those were just jokes. I'm gonna be serious now. I'm a YouTuber for you old people. That does not mean I was conceived by IVF. It means I make videos on the internet. At school, when you're trying to like go on Twitter, like saying it's your job, I'm on Twitter, it's my job, and you're at school, they don't take it very seriously. And I had a math teacher who was always like, why don't you spend less time on Twitter and more time following real people in real life? So I followed her daughter home and got arrested. While I was in jail, I had a lot of time to think, and it was kind of cool because I was like, Nelson Mandela's been in jail in South Africa, I'm obviously doing something right. So I thought to myself, maybe we do take this whole social media thing way too seriously. And the other day, because now I live in England, been here for 2 years, really nice country, thank you very much. You guys made me feel welcome. Yay! And I was at a bar and I went up to this most beautiful girl and I was like, hey, can I get your number? And she replied, I'm going to try an English accent. No, that's an invasion of privacy. So I was like, okay, well then can I get your Instagram? Sure, I have 3. And she like handed me her Instagram, it was like sexybae45, blah, 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 whatever. The photos on her Instagram, sorry, I forgot to talk about that. They were like very inappropriate. Like, you know, you're not allowed to show your nipple on Instagram, but she showed everything else. I can show my nipple because I'm a guy, which is really fucked up. But girls can't show their nipples. So yeah, I looked at her Instagram and it's like, what kind of world do we live in which a girl is more willing to show you these really sexy photos of herself on Instagram than give you her number? A fucking brilliant one. But someone who's not willing to give me sexual photos on Instagram is my grandmother. I don't know why that was my segue. I'm very new at this. And she said she's a very old lady. Her name is Nkulu. She's from South Africa. She lives in a mud hut like we all do. And the other day she phoned me up, and you know when your grand's about to phone you up, you get really excited and you're like, whoo, I'm gonna impress her so I can stay in her will. And yeah! And then she said, what are you doing with your university studies? And I'm like, I'm doing the whole university of life. And she's like, that means you're doing heroin. And I was like, no, there's something else. I make videos on the internet. Poo, poo, poo. It was at this point where the South African phone signal cut out. And she's there in her mud hut thinking I do porn. So I frantically phone her back up and I say, hey Granny, you misheard me. And she's like, no, Caspar, you're 20. Your dad didn't have a job till he was 22. So I was like, oh my God. She thinks I do porn, but she's not that angry. I'm just gonna tell her what I do. I said, Gran, I'm a YouTuber. And she's like, the only YouTubers I know are cats. I'm like, no, I make YouTube videos for a living. No word of a lie. Well, at least porn's a job. I think I'm the only kid in the whole world who has a grandmother who's sad her grandson doesn't fuck for a living. Thank you very much. I did it. I actually did it. And I couldn't have imagined that it would have gone that well.